A Course in Miracles. Lesson 142. My mind holds only what I think with God. 123. I thank my Father for his gifts to me. 124. Let me remember I am one with God. If God already gave you everything, why are you still seeking? A Course in Miracles, Lesson 142. What if the gift was never a thing at all? What if the gift was the ending of the belief that something could be missing? That changes the entire lesson. My mind holds only what I think with God. That is not motivational language. That is not positive thinking. That is not Jesus telling the mind to try harder, think better, or become more spiritual. It is an absolute metaphysical statement. It is saying there are no private thoughts in reality, because there is no private self to think them. A wave cannot have a private ocean. That is the metaphor. Imagine a wave rising up and saying, I have my own water, I have my own movement, I have my own life. The wave can appear separate for a moment in form, but it never stopped being the ocean. Its substance never changed. Its source never changed. Its reality never changed. The wave's fear is not real separation. The wave's fear is the belief that it could exist apart from what created it. That is the ego. So when Jesus says, "My mind holds only what I think with God," he is cutting directly through the illusion of independence. He is saying the mind of God is not somewhere else. Truth is not happening later. Reality is not divided into God's thoughts and personal thoughts. There is only truth. The word "only" matters, because if reality contains only what is eternal, then every fearful thought, guilty thought, separate thought, anxious thought, hateful thought, and lonely thought must belong to something that never truly existed. Clouds can appear to cover the sun, but clouds never enter the sun. The ego says, look at all these dark thoughts. Jesus says, those thoughts never touched what you are. That is why the lesson says, I thank my Father for his gifts to me. Because the gift is not money, not relationships, not bodies, not circumstances, not outcomes, not specialness. The gift is identity. The gift is innocence. The gift is the impossibility of separation. The gift is that reality never changed, despite the dream that it did. Think about a child having a nightmare. In the nightmare, the child is lost, abandoned, terrified, and alone. Then the child wakes up in bed. What was the gift? Did the parent build a new world? Did the parent repair the nightmare city? Did the parent defeat the dream monsters? No. The gift was that the child never actually left safety. The gift was awakening. That is why gratitude matters in A Course in Miracles, not because God needs praise, but because gratitude recognizes what has always been true. Gratitude is the collapse of the belief in deprivation. The ego cannot genuinely thank because the ego survives on lack. The ego says, I will thank you once I get what I want. Spirit says, you were never without. That is an entirely different foundation. And then the lesson says, let me remember I am one with God. Why remember? Because forgetting is the entire dream. The ego is amnesia, pretending to be identity. It is like an actor becoming so absorbed in the role that he forgets he is acting. Imagine an actor playing a beggar for so long that he starts panicking about being poor backstage. Everyone around him says, you can stop now, the play is over. But he keeps clutching the costume and saying, no, this is who I am. That is the human condition. bodies, personalities, stories, histories, traumas, achievements, failures, roles, costumes, mistaken for identity. So, let me remember I am one with God is not about becoming one with God someday. It is remembering separation never occurred. The sunbeam does not need to achieve union with the sun. It already extends from it. An echo cannot exist without the voice. A ray cannot leave the sun and become its own source. That is why the Course keeps returning to remembrance, not improvement, not self-development, not becoming worthy. Remembrance. Because truth does not evolve. And here is the deeper flip. If the mind truly holds only what it thinks with God, then every experience of conflict must come from believing something that was never actually there. It is like trying to defend a shadow from another shadow. That is why the world feels exhausting. The exhaustion does not come from reality. Reality has no conflict. The exhaustion comes from trying to maintain a self that must constantly defend its existence. The separate self needs endless reinforcement, attention, validation, comparison, achievement, protection, specialness, control. Truth needs none of it. The ocean does not struggle to be wet. The sun does not strain to shine. Love does not rehearse being itself. So the real gift being thanked for is not form. It is freedom from the hallucination of separation. And the real meaning of remembering is not adding new knowledge. It is removing interference. It is wiping fog off a mirror that was reflective the entire time. It is realizing the necklace that was desperately searched for was already around the neck. A Course in Miracles is not handing out new reality. It is exposing that nothing real was ever lost.